Right now, there are about 2/3 of the U.S. population aged 12 and above currently fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Tomorrow morning, a CDC committee meets to consider a recommendation for the use of the Pfizer vaccine in kids aged 5 to 11. A vote is expected by tomorrow evening. Dr. Nicole Swiner has walked us through this pandemic and vaccinations and joins us now to help us answer a few questions that some parents out there may have. Dr. Swiner, thank you so much for joining us here. First off, I guess, what are the ingredients in these new COVID-19 vaccines that are coming out for that age group? Are they different than for adults?
It's the same Pfizer that we used and have been using for adults that hit the market in December of 2020. So you can expect similar things to happen and occur. But it's the mRNA type of vaccine, just like Moderna and just like the Pfizer that adults have been given. It's the same ingredient.
If parents of kids in this age group have questions about why should my child get vaccinated, they're so young, what do you tell them?
So even though we've seen lower cases in our kids, and thankfully they have been recovering, at higher rates, we do still unfortunately see our kids being affected and infected by this virus. Our kids are back in school, they're in sports, they're in activities, they're together. And there are mask mandates that differ from place to place. So we need our children to be protected as much as possible so that we can prevent the continuing spread that can happen.
There is a concern we have heard about with myocarditis. I guess it's so little detected so far. It's a theoretical risk. The heart inflammation there, the study wasn't large enough to measure that risk in the age group. Are there side effects? Are there worries with that?
Yes, and I was concerned myself. As you all know, I have an 8 and a 10-year-old, and I'm very excited to get vaccinated to protect their health. But there are ongoing studies about this potential side effect. There are 2 studies in Israel that I looked up recently through the CDC that talked about this effect being very minimal, meaning in about 5 million folks studied, only about 190. I don't want to say only, but about 190 to 200 of the children were infected or affected by myocarditis, but it was very mild. Greater than 90% of those folks recovered and had no long-term complications from it. So we're still looking into it, but it seems to be very rare.
As the White House announces this plan to roll out this vaccine for this pediatric campaign here, it's going to make vaccinations, it says, available in 25,000 pediatricians' offices. How does that work? Has your office been notified?
So not yet. I mean, we were fortunate to be signed up for the Moderna vaccine, and as you know, only Pfizer has been the one that's going, or we hope that's going to be approved for kids. So our office probably won't have it, but I definitely know of multiple pharmacies in our local area that are already ready. They're on the list. So I would start calling your local pharmacy today. I know my children's school and many other schools are also signing up for vaccination clinics. So contact your kid's school because they may already have a wait list going.
Certainly something that could happen swiftly once approved. As always, Dr. Swiner, thank you so much for joining us with that information.
Absolutely.